We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live at Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise a pack of wolves?
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise a wolf.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. Cliff's running late. Oh, man.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
You know, what can you do with that, fool? Uh-oh, here we go. Well, we'll see if he joins us here. Oh, look, there he is. Sliding in right at the start of the show. Just late enough that I got to call him late. We'll see if he figures out that his video and his audio aren't on, but welcome to episode 73 of Do Fools Agree. And there's my main man,
hello?
Clifford Jordan Jennings.
Why can't I hear shit?
That's not on me, dude. That's on you.
Let me exit and come back.
All right. Well, while Cliff's doing that, I'm going to talk a little bit, just a little bit on my own here. Got a chance to check out Loki, newest Disney Plus series coming at us from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Starts off kind of slow. Starts off a little slow, but I really enjoy the concept. I enjoy that they're diving deeper into the time travel aspect. And they do a good job of explaining kind of the multiverse theory and how there are kind of multiple timeline branches spinning off right now. And so I'm curious to see how it all kind of pans out. Tom Hiddleston as Loki is phenomenal. And I think they do a good job of blending in kind of the sci-fi, the comic book element with really giving him a chance to explore and dive deeper into the basically like, why is Loki Loki? Why does Loki, do the things that he does? And there's a little bit of a twist at the end of the episode that I think sets it up really well.
Listen, you a scandalous motherfucker. Fuck what you talk about.
What? What are you talking about?
You scandalous as hell. I said send me the login info. You gonna send me a link like I can join from Facebook Messenger. You knew I meant the meeting code and the password.
I sent you the meeting code, dude, and the password hasn't changed since we started the show.
Well,
so I sent you the link on Facebook Messenger thinking that if you just click the link, it would take you to it. And then, yes, I texted you the meeting ID, so shut the fuck up.
Well, who got Facebook Messenger on a laptop? Nobody.
All you have to do is go to facebook.com and click the notification.
Listen, or you
listen, or I can send you the meeting ID, which I did first.
I didn't get that. Otherwise, I'd have been on time.
Sounds like issue, Mr.
It just
Jennings.
popped through.
Yeah.
It just came through.
Shut the fuck up. So,
you
Mr.
was still
Jennings.
late?
Who? I wasn't late. I was on time.
No, that was the message. It was the message that say 9:03.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't come through at 903. That's the issue.
What? I can't help your get ass phone.
Hi.
What's up, little lady?
Oh, she can't hear.
Oh, that's right.
Well, that's because you're not part of this. So get your little bastard ass on somewhere.
Hi, Mike.
Get the hell on. Oh, y'all get out.
Bye.
God damn.
So now we know why Cliff was late.
Man, all the kids. And it's
Goddamn
another
kids
one in
need
there.
food.
That's what it was too. Wendy's, you know, Wendy's in this ghetto ass area takes forever. They actually didn't take that long. It was just when I got back, I was trying to find the meeting ID and I couldn't.
Well, I'm sorry, but I sent it immediately after you asked.
You
for
did. It's my phone does that though.
Uh-huh. I believe it.
It does that.
So
but where were we? What was going on?
So,
What's happening?
while
You was
you-
talking about some bullshit.
No, so while you were dealing with your login issues, I was just going to talk about Loki because I figured you don't have Disney Plus yet, and
That's the show. That's the TV show.
yep, it's the latest MCU show.
I saw that too, and I'm very interested. I'm not even gonna lie. That's something that does. I was very interested when I saw that.
Well, and what it turns out, and this shouldn't be a spoiler because I think they talk about it in the previews, but basically, if you remember in Avengers Endgame, when they go back in time to get like all the Infinity Stones, there's one that they try to get and they fuck up, and Loki takes it and just disappears.
No, because I thought that he died in the first. Well, in the
He
first.
does, but what I'm talking about is in Endgame when they go back in time. So they go back to the.
Oh, he was in that. I didn't even notice him in it.
So Loki's the main bad guy in the first Avengers movie.
Right.
So
right. I know that.
So in Endgame, they go back to the first Avengers movie in that movie.
Oh, see, that's.
And
me
what
not knowing
happens
that.
is where Loki is.
Okay, but he left. He didn't take the picture.
So where
all
Loki
right.
is captured
It's sorry, but thank you.
at the end of the first Avengers movie in the real timeline, or what they call in this show, damn it, what they call it? I don't remember. They call it something different, but it's like the prime timeline or the intended timeline, or so basically.
But they call it a timeline,
Like,
though.
right,
Some
right.
sort of timeline.
So
right.
by Loki disappearing from the quote unquote prime timeline, he has created a new multiverse.
like
he
he talks
gets-
about a couple
Exactly.
podcasts
And
ago.
so the entire point of the show is that there is this organization called the Time Variance Agency where
and Samuel Jackson's involved.
not yet, but I mean he might be, but
You
no,
know
actually,
he's involved. What's his
Oh,
name
and-
in real life?
Nick Fury,
Not in real
the
life.
character, Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
But
Right.
no, the head or the chief detective in the Time Variance Agency is fucking Owen Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
That might be interesting too. So he's in the show then.
Yeah. And
I might
he's
definitely
actually
be interested.
what I would call him at this point is he's probably the co-lead with Tom Hiddleston.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's Tom Hiddleston?
The guy that plays Loki.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So I was just giving my take on it. I think it's interesting. I will tell you that it was one that I wasn't sure Shar was going to be into, and she bought into it watching it last night. Like,
For real?
I think she's hit or miss when it comes to like the MCU or the Star Wars shows on Disney Plus, but this one I
Right.
think got her interest, and so I'm curious. I mean, it looks to be just as good as anything else Disney Plus is doing. So, I mean,
Right.
chances are it'll be decent. It is interesting the way that they, from an aesthetic perspective, they set it up to be like very futuristic in terms of like this time variance agency kind of sits outside the framework of time, and so they're like super advanced. But all of the aesthetics in the show are like 1960s kind of like lighting, and like they even do some like
Is it back in time?
not really, because the agency itself sits outside of time, meaning they
Right.
see like they can go anywhere in the timeline. And they don't
Right.
get into is like time cyclical or does it strictly stay linear or anything like that, but they basically sit outside of it, and so their technology is far more advanced. Like, this will be a spoiler, so if you don't want to be spoiled by any stupid little thing in the show, Like they literally, this dude who works kind of because the whole point of the TVA, as they call it, is that it's basically like this massive bureaucracy that's responsible for making sure that the prime timeline stays intact. And so like the time cops that captured Loki bring Loki in, and they like take the Tesseract away from him, so the Power Stone, and they literally put it in a drawer, and in this evidence drawer, it's like the Power Stone and like copies of like 30 different Infinity Stones. Because they exist outside of time, so the Infinity Stones have no power.
Right.
And so it's like this dude there's this nerdy dude who's like the desk clerk at a police station, and he's like doing the booking and intake, and he's got like this drawer full of Infinity Stones. And that ends up being an important part at the end of the show because it kind of changes characters' like frame of mind. But it's an interesting show, and at least they've set it up. They've set it up to be, I think,
interesting.
A deep character study of like Loki and a bad guy, of why the bad guy's a bad guy. And there's a twist at the end of the show that I won't give away that I'm
like the end of the series? Like you watched the whole series?
No, so it drops weekly. So only the first episode's out right now.
Okay, I see what you're saying. A twist at the end
There's
of that.
There's a twist at the end of the
show.
episode that I think sets up, well, it does. It sets up the rest of the series, I think.
It sounds to me like, I can't remember what TV show it was. Oh, it was that one show, that Seth MacFarlane show making fun of Star Trek.
Oh, Orville?
I don't know if it was making fun of
Orville's
Star
coming back,
Trek.
dude. It's coming
back.
And
I can't wait. I loved Orville. But you know how they had that Congress that stopped people from getting involved in other planets' issues, is what that sounds like the time group is.
Yes, exactly.
Like, y'all stick to the rules type shit.
Exactly. And that's kind of the whole dichotomy, is that because Loki thinks of himself as a god, he's like, well, let me talk to the head timekeepers.
Right, and I don't have to listen to them, but I'll talk to them for you.
Right, and then basically they're like, no, they're so much beyond you in terms of godliness that you're a fucking, like, if you're a god compared to humans, these people make you look like an animal compared to humans.
Really?
Yeah.
The timekeepers?
The timekeepers. Well, because they
that seems like a librarian job.
I
like
hear
somebody you just put in that spot.
But if they're the ones dictating what the correct flow of time is, that's kind of the whole push, right?
They're like Bitcoin. They track the chain, the link chain.
They're in charge of the blockchain, but they're the only ones that know like what it's supposed to be.
Right. Listen.
So,
but no, I did see the previews to that, and that did strike me as something I wanted to see. Hold up, real quick, no big deal.
Yeah.
Make sure that door is locked, y'all. Okay. I don't have my Bible next to me, so I got kids around. Maybe I should go grab the Bible and my gun. Let's stop making it. I'm just playing.
Oh, man. So, we didn't get to do our usual spiel at the beginning of the show. How'd your week been?
Mm-hmm. It was all right. I know that's you. What?
Where's
In the room. Get out of my face.
What room?
Get out of my face. Shut the door. I didn't want to have to say that next statement on live television. Shut the door or lose your life. You hear what I'm saying? Get the fuck. We talked about this.
Oh,
now,
man.
That's how my week's been going.
That well, huh?
Listen, it ain't been a bad one. It ain't been a bad one. I can't,
Well,
all praise due to the Most High. Thank you for giving me another one. But it wasn't bad. It's been rough, but rough is expected. Keep me on my toes, baby. I've always been that kind of guy. Keep me on my toes. So even when I get those days where it's like, listen, 2 days ago, it was one of those days where I was 2.5 seconds away from breaking something.
I got you.
You know, where it's like everything is going wrong and it's like it's traveling from everywhere. Like my day, so I had issues at work, not to be on no bullshit, but just to give you an idea. Had issues at work, technical, couldn't do anything about it.
Gotcha.
Technical support, can't do anything about it. They don't know shit. What do you want? Get out of my face.
How do you put the game on?
The video guy?
Yeah.
The home button. Karma can help you. Karma help you. God damn it. And shut that damn hall light out. Golly.
Get off my lawn while you're at it.
Listen, that's what kids drive you to do. I see that now. I was always cussing the guy out that was that way, and now I get it. I get it now.
It's like,
goodness,
all I want you to do is get off my lawn and leave me alone.
Nah, I'm not a lawn guy. I don't really give a fuck about the lawn.
I understand.
Listen,
I didn't give a fuck about the lawn until I moved to the new house. Now everybody else does all this upkeep, and I feel like I have to.
They got a basketball court in between our houses, so all I hear is balls banging up against my house all day. I don't care as long as you don't break nothing. You hear what I'm saying? Right. I don't care if a ball bounces off the house. Just don't break anything. But had the technical issues. Okay, I'm at work, can't get my work done because of the technical issues. So I'm frustrated because I'm on a time crunch.
Right.
I get out of work. I buy something from Amazon that, I'll be honest, I thought was defective. Turns out my device I was running it through was defective. And I figured it out after they sent me the replacement. So I still had to send them that back. I go up to the post office to send it back. They can't pull the link up from the what is it? Not the QVC code or whatever that little
barcode or whatever the
QR
code.
That's you're right. They couldn't pull it up from there, so they you got to go print it off and then bring it back. So I print it off. I don't have time to bring it back, and I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, well, since I don't have time to bring it back, let me knock some of these shirt orders out. My printer doesn't work. It's not connecting to my computer for some reason. So now I got to run troubleshooting on my printer. After 45 minutes of me doing everything, deleting restarting the spooler and all that, it cuts back on and starts printing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll start doing shirts. Try to do shirts. My fucking heater thing isn't working right. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go to sleep before I throw something across the room.
That sucks, dude.
But that was just one day though. So it was all in all, it was a decent week.
Not all
now,
bad.
The whole week goes like that, then I feel like shoot me in the fucking head. But
I'm just trying to tell you something.
Nah, it wasn't a bad week. It was a decent week.
Good deal. Well,
can't be mad at it.
Got any inadvertence to get us going? I got one if you don't. It's a hot take.
Give me that hot take, because I do have an inadvert, but I also feel like I might not be able to give my inadvert because it goes into our little situation.
Our little topic.
Right.
Okay.
I may be able to give it in the midst of. Go ahead with yours.
All right. So mine is just because he seems to have been talking about it nonstop since. LeBron tanked the playoffs on purpose to promote Space Jam 2.
You know what?
That's why he was walking off the court and shit. Because he was like, fuck it, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go do my promo tour for this movie.
You know what? That's a very hot take, and I think that's very fucking accurate. I might even have to bring that up on Hit the Showers tomorrow.
There you go.
That you said that. I'm going to give you your P's. You're on that. But I think that's very accurate. And I'm not even thinking like I got Space Jam to do so much as I have scheduled things going on that I can't make because of the game.
Well,
and if we're not going to win it, I got to go. No, I'm not playing with y'all.
And if you follow him on social media, he has been so active since they lost. Like, he is posting multiple times a day, shit. And I know he's got a PR team and that kind of shit, but
Right.
he is doing a ton.
That's a very hot take, and I think I agree with you.
He just was like, and maybe he wasn't like that for the first 3 or 4 games.
It was AD though. Let's be honest. AD is what did it. Once AD got hurt, he was like, "Fuck
this. We ain't doing it anyway.
this.
So let's go ahead and call it."
He probably had a thought in his head like, "I could probably do it myself." No, fuck this. I'm doing the movie.
Well, it's not like he's still...
you can't count LeBron out, but
no.
LeBron was like, "Fuck it, I'm out."
The only one that can count LeBron out is LeBron, and that's because he's got other shit to do. And he's like, if this Space Jam doesn't hit the way it's supposed to, if this isn't like the big kids movie of the summer, if this isn't what brings people back to theaters from a family standpoint, I fucked up.
He needs to follow the green print, though. You feel what I'm saying? Like right now, what it's fucked up to say. This is going to have to be another conversation tomorrow. Anybody that's in the Hit the Showers fan base, I'm sorry you're going to have to hear this twice. But it's fucked up to say, but LeBron does not have a big child fan base anymore.
No, he's because older. Everybody that's a fan of him is our age.
Right, exactly. So you pissed all the parents off by what you did in the playoffs. So you got to think a lot of people that are already not fans of you and saw that are like, I'm not taking my kid to see that bullshit.
I mean,
they can wait till it comes out on DVD, or they can.
Well, that's the problem though, is it's coming out HBO Max it's day and date with theaters.
Oh, okay.
So it's HBO Max and theaters same day.
Because I guess okay, that's good then. Because I don't want to see him fail, but I could see if it came down to people taking their kids to see it.
Yeah.
After all that, and I'm not saying it was just awful what happened, but let's be honest, people didn't expect LeBron to see that. And the moment LeBron looks regular is the moment you've lost that
specialness. Yeah,
right. You lost your allure. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's not.
Well, and what I will say is, I know we talked about the first trailer for Space Jam 2 and how we all thought it was garbage.
Yeah. They got another one out?
They just dropped another one.
Okay.
And it hits a lot of and I'm trying to decide if this is a good thing or a bad thing.
Is Don bitch ass Cheeto still the bad guy?
Yeah, I mean, he's the bad guy. It is what it is. But
bring back Marvin the Martian. Hashtag make space great again.
But what they do is they hit a couple of the same gags from the first one.
I mean, I knew that, though.
So they've updated it to like CGI instead of animated, but there are a couple of things where they hit the same gags. So I'll be curious I will probably check it out just to check it out so I can trash it, but
I don't want to trash it, though. I wanted it to be better than the first one.
Well, and the problem is that the plot that they tried to show in the trailer, and maybe that ends up being a decent plot, because I think conceptually it got me there, but it felt so jumbled and disjointed in the trailer that I'm like, if this is the best they could put together in terms of a trailer, I don't know.
Right. That's exactly what I felt, too. I just felt like it just wasn't done right.
Right.
And I'm hoping that the movie itself isn't the same way.
Yeah.
And when I immediately saw they switched LeBron to the cartoon, I was like, oh, he can't act.
Well, I don't think. I mean, he
didn't do bad in Trainwreck. It wasn't awful.
But he was playing. But he was playing himself. Well, I guess he's still playing himself.
Right. So it shouldn't be an issue. What I'm saying is, if you look at Jordan acting in the first one, and then you look at LeBron in Trainwreck, you expect LeBron to do a better performance than Jordan.
No, I think Jordan was always a little more charismatic than LeBron is.
Do you think?
I think he was always more animated. Like, I feel like LeBron...
Jordan?
I feel like LeBron is always just... Well, you think about even the way they play, right? Like,
What? Yeah, play. Well, no, even still, no.
like Jordan's sticking out his tongue and shit, and smiling and laughing and doing.
Yeah,
like,
that's why
LeBron always has the same face. He's got that same Greg Oden like.
Yeah, and that's a good comparison too.
Right.
Yeah, the Greg Goat, that is a good compare. I will give you that. Okay.
So
okay.
But the thing is
you might have pulled me back.
And my thing is that, and his voice is very monotone. Like even watching the trailer, it's very monotone.
But I guess Jordan's is too a little bit.
A little bit, but I think the difference is
better
too.
Though.
Is that it's a voice thing, because I think LeBron actually has good physical comedy timing, but from a vocal standpoint, he's not. His voice doesn't modulate at all, and I agree. MJ's doesn't either, but MJ was in the physical form the entire movie.
And his voice was more iconic than LeBron's. He was on Gatorade commercials. He was on Nike commercials.
Talking,
like that.
And not just
exactly,
like
without even being seen, just hearing his voice. So yeah, I guess I would agree with that. Fools agree on that. Yeah, for sure. I agree. You pulled me. You swayed me. You swayed me.
Every once in a while.
Listen, you got me. You put your lawyer game on, and I'm on your side on that one. I agree now.
So that was
the bad thing about that agreement makes me feel that much less about this movie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, damn, now that you just made me feel that way, I'm feeling even more bad about what this is.
And I hope to be proven wrong. Like at the end of the day.
Too.
And it's funny.
They gotta have a I can fly moment in that movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, because it wasn't just the song, it was the song and the movie. And then the song.
Because when you hear the song, what's the first thing you think of?
Man, listen.
It's the movie.
That was right. Listen.
R.I.P. Kels' career. Cancel.
Listen, I don't even know if you can cancel Kels. I think Kels is gonna come out of jail 65 and drop an album called Red Panties and have everybody going nuts. He's still gonna have females grabbing at his dick on stage. I'm telling you. I don't think that. I don't know why.
Factory of Oz.
Yeah, I don't know why, and I'm not saying that I support by any means, but there's nothing he can do wrong.
I said that the other day when the Kels song came up on shuffle, because obviously he's still on my phone. That Double Up CD, man, I listened to that start to finish.
Got some bangers
almost every day working on the trucks with my boy Carl.
Never miss. He could never miss. The only thing that's gonna stop him from getting in the Songwriters Hall of Fame or whatever is this whole issue. And these females still like, nah, I said I wanted to stay. Nah, you ain't going. I'm still staying at his house. I don't care what y'all say.
Right.
Listen, I don't know what he's doing.
Look like her, act like her, and tell your girl to hook it up.
Listen, I got to say is, you got the right ones, because if you'd have fucked around with mine, your last song would have been 24 play. You heard what I'm saying? You wouldn't have made it past the 90s. I guarantee you that.
What remix is this?
None. It's somebody else. It's called a sample, my G. It's not a remix. You're only on it in memory. The fuck? But you know what? That's ignorant, though. That we talking nostalgia.
Talking Kels.
That's nostalgia, man. I mean, R. Kelly don't want to big him up by no means. Maybe not everybody's. But I was about to say, it's crazy if R. Kelly is not the soundtrack of most people's life. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He's got at least one or two songs on it, right? Like
it's like that's the sound, like the Hotel with the Cassidy, Ignition and all that. That's the upbeat shit. And then if you really want to be a ladies' man and pull your hair back, you put on some of that bullshit.
Right.
I've never known. It don't matter. That's the problem. That's the problem. I was about to say, it don't matter the age or generation.
Yeah, that's what Kels felt.
That's the prop. But shit, if you're the devil, you got the devil's flute at that point. You know what I mean? Everybody likes this music.
That's true.
Because it doesn't make sense that everybody likes R. Kelly the way everybody does.
And what trips me out is
it does, but it doesn't.
But I think that when I think about Kels, like the first song that always comes to mind is "I Wish," which that one there's no like sexual connotation. There's not like that one is a heart and soul kind of song.
See, your parents wasn't listening to R. Kelly.
Well,
See, it was, and that's what I'm saying. Even R. Kelly, like back in the day, like. Yeah, back in the day, like my dad had R. Kelly CDs and shit.
I hear you.
Like I knew him for like that. With that, I knew what them songs meant. You know what I mean? Oh, somebody getting some. You know, if it's not, even if it came on at a function, you turn that because that is not this song.
That's not what's happening here. Yeah.
Now back in the day, yeah, no, I you knew what R. Kelly meant, and then as he went with the times, he's like a fucking alien. They needed to track him. The people from Loki needed to track his timeline to make sure he wasn't dropping back in on us with some futuristic bullshit.
He was coming back.
Listen, because R. Kelly is timeless. You can say what you want about that man. Actions aside, his music is timeless.
It is. I completely agree. And people will, have that debate about him and Michael probably until our generation's gone. But
I don't even like the fact that you put Michael in that though, because we know factually that there were parents that put their kids up to saying shit about Michael. And Michael, I subscribe to the fact that Michael never had a childhood. You know what I mean?
So you subscribe to the whole Michael was mentally disturbed because he never had his own childhood.
I don't know that he was so much predatory as he was just wanting to
awkward.
Right, like you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest. Like, if I'm being 100% honest, I've had sleepovers with my kids, with my nieces and nephews, and we all in my bed, and I had a good time just talking and watching TV, bullshitting with them.
I hear you.
Now, those are also my children.
Right.
So that's different when we're talking about Michael, but coming from somebody that may not have ever experienced like a sleepover atmosphere, I could see how that would be thrilling to someone. Like, oh, this is fun. Like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I got a California King. So, you know what I mean? It's enough room.
The circular one, even.
Right. But I don't know. I'm just saying there's no point in slandering the dead. No, R. Kelly's Cookie Monster ass is still alive.
Now you're sounding like Chappelle. Well, if he was standing there peeing on a girl with 2 forms of ID and his mama were sitting there saying, now, Robert.
I'm just saying it'd be different if there was, concrete evidence of.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? It'd be different if there was guilty verdict or like DNA samples or something that let us know like we're operating off of speculation just because that sounds weird to us.
Yeah.
And that's
so you're talking Michael here. Yeah.
Right. Not R. Kelly.
Right.
R. Kelly, we know that for a fact. You married a lady at 15 years old. You married that girl at 15. We know that there was something off in your mind. But Michael's a bit different. Like, it's just a bit, I wouldn't put them together is all I'm saying.
Okay. That's fair.
R. Kelly is guaranteed, where Michael, we really don't know. You know what I mean? And I feel like, listen, Macaulay Culkin's fucked up though, but I feel like he was already a child star. He'd have been fucked up regardless. I don't know too many that aren't.
True.
You know, did Lindsay get touched? Did Hillary? Hillary ain't that bad though.
No, Hillary still is like in acting. Like,
yeah, you gotta give Hillary her piece.
That show Younger that we're watching, like, she's one of the main characters.
Yeah, you gotta give Hillary her piece. I'm not gonna put her in that category.
And
but
she's also about to get another show. She's going to star in the spinoff from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's gonna be the main. She's gonna be the lead in How I Met Your Father.
Well, that was supposed to, that Andrew Santino. Speaking of Andrew fucking Santino. Andrew Santino, I don't know reason I said that. He talks about it in his podcast. They filmed that and he was on that show and then they X'd it. They 86'd it, so he never got to be on it. And now that they're bringing it back, it's funny because I wonder if he's going to be involved.
Be able to be involved. Hey, give me 1 second. Keep talking, all right?
Yeah, no, for sure. The only reason why I said that, though, and I'm glad that popped into my mind, because anybody out there that listens to podcasts, especially if you have a sense of humor like mine, I listen to Andrew Santino's podcast. Is called Whiskey Ginger, and it's today's. It's the one that released just today, but I think he films it 2 days in advance. So Wednesday he probably filmed it with Little Dicky and Gator. I have never in my fucking life ever heard a podcast so funny in my life. And I know you didn't hear that.
No, you talking about slides again?
No slides, no aluminums, no swirlies, no none of that.
Sorry, there was
Andrew said you gotta listen to it. You said what?
Andrew
Sorry,
Santino.
what?
No, go ahead.
You have to listen to it. His podcast he just released today is called Whiskey Ginger. He had Little Dicky and Gator on it from the Little Dicky show.
Okay.
You know the rapper Little Dicky.
Yeah.
That podcast was so funny. I almost wanted to drop the mic. Like, what the fuck are we even doing?
Why are we even trying?
Like, what are we doing this for? He clearly had, like, this is, I've never heard, man, it was, I gotta give him peace. He has #1 podcast episode of all time in my time right now.
All right. I will have to try to look that one up.
#1 podcast episode all time. Oh my gosh, that was the funniest shit I ever heard. Like I was working while I did it, and I there was no way I could keep a headphone in while I was on the phone or anything like that.
Gotcha.
It was too much, like amazing. It was amazing. Podcast bow to him. He did it.
There you go.
That fucking ginger did it. But where we at? What's going on? You trying to get into this?
We can, or I got one other inadvertent.
Give me another.
You know, I have them in like spurts because usually I don't have any ever.
I got a good one too. It just popped to me.
All right. So I know that there have been there's been a fair amount of media coverage around like anti-Asian discrimination right now. And I don't want to sound like some QAnon guy, but I think to some extent China is behind the media coverage of all of this quote unquote anti-Asian American racism happening in our country right now, to basically show or turn the mindset so that we're ready for them to be basically the global superpower and leader over the free world. Or leader
You know
over
what?
the world.
Kind of like, and you know what? It's
they're in
crazy
line with they're in league with the aliens, is what I'm saying. And so,
okay, let me not. I'm not. I'm just going not. I'm just going not.
That was an inadvertent thought. I don't truly
But
believe
no,
that,
you know,
but it crossed my mind, like watching.
You know what? I mean, now that you say that, I can't say that. That doesn't make sense, though.
I mean, here's the flip side: is that and maybe it's just a firsthand, like witnessing firsthand knowledge thing. I see racism against blacks on the regular. Like anytime I drive by a car that's pulled over on the side of the road, always curious to see what the race of the person is, and 9 times out of 10, it's a black person. So like, I feel like, and having lived that personally, like I think I've witnessed it more firsthand, and like being in redneck Ohio, like I think I see it more firsthand.
Nigga,
and maybe
at your
I
house,
don't
how many times
right.
I get pulled over outside of your house where we belong? I thought we belonged here, and I'm still. I can count at least 4 times getting pulled over coming over from your house.
You talking Wilson?
Now, yep. Yeah. No.
Where we're at now? Oh, yeah. Hey, Champion, yeah.
Yeah, your mom's. And let's be honest, every time you probably had a reason to pull me over. Not that close, though. You know what I mean? You didn't even give me a chance to show you I had been drinking or anything like that.
Right.
And I'm just speaking blatantly honest. Probably had a couple beers, probably had whatever, but you didn't even give me like why
enough
are you
to
even
show
out
that
here?
I was
right. Like what are you doing and why this house? You know what I mean? Because if anybody knew on the houses, we knew all the houses. The preacher, your house, and the house across from. Nobody was involved in shit. No. Why are y'all pressing us like this?
Right.
In this neighborhood, we're not in the suburbs.
Right.
Nationwide hadn't started buying shit
back.
Up yet. What the fuck do y'all have to do here? God damn.
And honestly, in that neighborhood, you needed to be 3 blocks to either way. Like, go 4 blocks either side and you be in some shit.
Listen. So, I mean, I
Champion
get it.
was a safe block. Again, people don't want to do dirt in front of God. If you're within a block of a church in the hood, chances are you're going to be all right.
You know what? Nah.
It was the same way on Wilson.
Nah. I'll just say nah. What I will say is I have an inadvert myself.
Okay. What you got?
So I was on the VR, as you know, I got the Oculus. What these little bastards came in here bothering me about just a minute ago.
Okay.
And you know they have a can't think of the name of it. I wanted to get the name of it. It's a work
like a work simulator?
Right.
Like an office simulator?
Exactly. Exactly. And I got to thinking, what if someone programmed that to actually do their job?
No doubt. I actually think that the reason that you see those kind of games is to test whether or not people would be comfortable that basically doing the Oasis, and that's how people went to work.
Wait. Explain. That may be a little over my head.
So what I'm saying is...
break it layman's for it.
So the Oasis referring to Ready Player One, right? Like that big virtual like reality sim that everybody...
Okay, I haven't seen it. Everybody talked about it. I haven't seen it though. But I know something about it.
But the basic principle is that people spend more time on their lives in the digital realm than they do in the physical.
Right.
And so what I wonder is with like Office Simulator and games like that, is that basically a test ground to see like, would people be comfortable doing real jobs through a VR simulation. So to the point, to that point, like if you've got robotics that aren't artificially intelligent, but they can mimic human sensory and movement,
right?
Could you have people doing, even fucking, manual labor jobs where building the artificial intelligence or the robotics is too much, but they have sensors built in and they can follow human movement and the robot can respond. So basically like an automaton, like I don't know what the right terminology is there, like robot and Android are both, like an Android is completely self-sufficient, at least from the terminology. That's basically AI. Robot can be both. It can be either automated or controlled. I don't know.
I'm thinking that you're thinking beyond.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the guy. Like, it's not hard. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it a buck. The way these kids are making apps and games themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't see it being too hard to be like, listen, all my job is to transfer calls and do this. Let me set up a video game that I could do to send out to all these kids that I may be able to make money on.
Okay,
and
I see what you're
transferring
saying.
My calls and doing that for me. In reality, thinking they're playing a game, but they're actually doing my job,
doing call center
and they
work.
don't get it.
This is the next gen of child labor, is what you're saying.
Listen, it makes perfect sense because listen, I'm smart enough, but I don't know nothing about that. I gotta ask you how to reboot my motherfucking computer. Please be here tomorrow. Matter of fact. Next, but if I had enough gumption about that specific, topic, you think I wouldn't figure a way to listen, I'm the number one. If I can get over, let me get on over. Now, I don't do that to people, but we talking about businesses.
On the system or the man.
Listen, man, any way I can get over, you can guarantee that I thought about it. Might not have did it myself, but I say, listen, if you got the balls enough to do it, try it out.
The whole, what is it, Superman 4? Well, if we round every fraction of a cent off of this account from our collection plan that is a percentage.
No one ever noticed.
Nobody ever notices that 0.00001 cents. But when you transact 1 billion calls a year, that shit adds up quick.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, listen, and it's funny too, because when not to toot my own horn, but I consider myself a cleaner. And I don't mean like a cleaner like in the movies where it's like the guy when after you kill somebody comes in and does it. But I feel like the guy that eliminates problems. You know what I mean? I'm very good at identifying the issue and eliminating that from coming back around.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if there was a way,
I'm curious on the context, but
any context. Let's be honest. Even if you had a bot, no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But any context, I feel like business, whatever the case may be, that's my thing is holes. You know what I mean? I identify holes in the game.
Okay.
That's what I'm good at, is finding out, okay, how do you run? How do you operate? There's your hole right there. That's where the thing's fucking up right there. Now, the issue is my life is mesh.
So it's full of holes.
Right. Yeah, I know these holes. I've already identified them.
Got holes.
But they're a part of my jersey. Right. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? I have holes that if I wanted to get rid of, I couldn't get rid of these holes. But I can help you knit your way into a turtleneck. Is all I'm saying.
Oh man.
Me, hopeless.
I can't help the fact that you keep saying I got holes, and I keep doing it. I got holes in different areas.
They ain't in no fucking area codes. Motherfucker, they're called pores on me.
Uncle Dan chiming in. He says he's in on the virtual reality thing. Strap on the haptics. So haptics are basically like.
What's popping? Is he involved? What's he do? Ask Uncle Dan what he do. You know I got that oculi. I'll be on that too. I'm a zombie killing machine.
And then the Rita chiming in from wherever she is on her cross country road trip about
I like that sound.
That you should work in QA.
Who, me?
Yeah, you should work in quality assurance.
Yeah. That's so boring though. Like I want and you know how QA is. That's all like statistics.
Right.
And I'm good at that too. Like I'm very good at like looking through something and seeing that
where
doesn't match. That doesn't
not matching up.
Right. That I'm very good at that as well.
Game. Not that you would know that from that. I just meant generally speaking.
All right, Mr. Neil Armstrong, just keep backpedaling until I feel comfortable.
And by the drunk game, I
mean... Right. You stupid as fuck. Anybody listening, I am a changed man.
Well, changed man, but it might imply that there was something involved at some point. I wasn't even going that far.
Oh, no. Listen, everybody knows. We only got 20 fans, so they probably all...
by the way, the Rita is in Butte, Montana.
Butte, B-U-T-T?
B-U-T-T-E.
Butte.
Butte. Is it Butte, though, if it's two T's? If it's two T's?
It is... well, the E is what throws it off. The
right.
E is what involves... See, it was just a butt until the E was involved, and now it's everyone's butt.
So it's Butte.
That's the plural of.
So we have multiple Buttes on the...
So, nah, if you had a threesome, I got some Butte last night. Or Maryland butt. If they're from Maryland, that's singular, but everybody else, that's plural.
Understood.
You got some Butte.
Goodness gracious. We are having too much fun tonight. We haven't even gotten to a topic yet. How about that?
No, god damn, man. Listen, I'm telling you, man. I don't know what I can give you, but it's probably going to be entertainment.
That's true. Most of the time. All right. Do we want to jump into this? This is almost a game. We got a little game plan.
Oh no, it's a game.
Do you want to talk about it, and then you want to kick us off, or you tell me what you want to do?
Yes, I will definitely. We will talk about it, and I will kick us off. This one. Well, first of all, you're lucky. I'm hoping you're prepared more than I am, because I'm doing these off top.
Okay.
I have one category that I have written down. The others I started writing and then I just kind of lost myself. But the idea of this, ladies and gentlemen, is a nostalgia off. So the idea of the game, it will be set up like war, like the card game. High card wins. We're going to have to be very subjective in our answers and responses. But who's ever round it is, whoever names the round or the topics that we're saying,
got it,
gives their top. I give my response. We figure out who won out of that too.
So can I make a suggestion? And this is poaching an idea off of another podcast. What if it becomes you give your top 5, I give my top 5, and we have to come to agreement on a combined
top 5.
I
thought about that. I'm a hoe. See, I figure holes in games. That's why I was saying that.
Okay.
So if we do it time by time, then that means if I name one before you name it, you can't name that again.
Okay. I hear you.
So if you name your top 5 and I already have that in my top 5, then it's like I have to figure something out on the fly. Whereas if we're vice versa throwing jabs,
okay,
you know what I mean?
So am I gonna give my list, or am I gonna give one at a time?
You're just gonna
give one.
You're gonna give one. I'm gonna give a rebuttal, and if that rebuttal is on your list, you can no longer use that anymore.
Okay,
right.
We have to agree or argue whose is better at each step.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
That's how I envisioned it.
I got you. This is kind of similar to the concept that I was talking about. I like it.
Okay. Now, if I'm kicking it off, because I'm not prepared, so this one would be an easy one, I would say. I want to go with old school snacks. Okay. Now, I thought about this. There are a lot of old school snacks that are still around.
Fair.
So we will accept moderns that were around back when as well.
Because a lot of them still are.
Right. So if I'm kicking it off and I feel like this is my ace in the hole because I don't know how you can beat it, I'm going with Dunkaroos.
Oh, see. And I'm going Gushers.
And I knew it was something like that. And I feel like the Gushers and the Dunkaroos, if I'm going to be honest, I would have, if this is just subjective, if I have to give it, I would have to give it to the Dunkaroos because they're not around anymore.
Are Gushers still around?
Hell yeah!
Are they?
I ordered them bitches off Amazon. I got them.
So you're claiming victory that the thing that's no longer around is the better snack?
Did you not have Dunkaroos when you was a kid?
All it was icing in like a breadstick. Or a graham cracker.
Or a cookie. Right. You're right. But them bitches.
That's all it was. It was a Teddy Graham dipped in icing.
I do like Gushers more than Dunkaroos.
So thank you. Gushers being a fruit snack that was liquidy on the inside.
I'll give a 0.5 on that. I'll give you a 0.5 on that. Niggas been asking for Dunkaroos since
And you know what they can do? They can go to the store. They can buy some icing. They can go to the store, buy some some fucking Golden Graham teddy bears, and put them together, and then you got your fucking Dunkaroos.
Nah, man, because that was recycled plastic that melted into that icing.
I don't know if that's helping the case.
Yeah, that made it taste better.
All right, what's your number 2 then?
What's your number 2? You next. Oh, you said Gushers. Oh, yeah, you did say Gushers. Okay.
And this is your topic, so you get the first one. I get the rebuttal, right?
Right. We talking snacks. Can that count? Nah, that ain't gonna work anyway, because ain't nobody gonna know too much about that. Let me go with, man, fuck it. What you going, beet fruit roll-ups?
Damn it, that was my next one.
Yeah, beet fruit roll-ups.
Son of a bitch. All right, let me think. The Keebler L fudge cookies. The cookies, the little like cracker cookies, they were wrapped in fudge.
I'll take that one. I know what you're talking about. I'll take that one.
You can take that one because that was going to be mine too, so that's fine.
What we going, 3s? We go 3s.
I think for this one we can go 3. I think for some of the other ones we can go deeper. Snacks
I agree.
yeah.
Okay. No, I gotta.
I'm
I
mad
gotta
that
blow
you said fruit roll up though instead of fruit by the foot. Or
Yeah, no. 'cause
actually, that should have been my response. Was fruit by the foot.
you still would have lost because they had that was the cheaper textured.
I feel like they were made by the same same
Nah,
company and the
G,
same
that fruit
shit.
by the foot. That fruit roll. If
The
somebody
fruit
asks you fruit roll up or fruit by the foot,
Oh,
man,
you were
taking
saying
that roll
you were
up.
saying fruit roll up, no doubt, because it usually had like the stenciled in like picture that you could
I
pop
don't care
out
about them
and then eat the
stencils. I used to
frame.
ball it up and just throw it in my mouth.
Well, then you could have done fruit by the foot the same way.
Nah, it's a different texture, G. That's a different texture. Okay, hold up. Last one. And we talking snacks.
Nostalgic
Old
snacks.
school snacks that I don't even know that. I don't even remember them bitches no more. Oh, them what were them koala bears that had like the chocolate or the shit in the middle? You know what I'm talking about? Like they had different flavors and you bite into them and they would have like they were like stenciled koala bears. I can't even remember what.
No, I don't remember those, but
damn, I can't think of the name.
Ooh. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go to the chat. Little Debbie Star Crunches.
Them still around. Them is them. Listen,
Rita chiming in with snowballs, the best snack ever.
Man, them is all still around.
I mean, if we're doing that, then the Twinkie, because they ain't ever gonna go away. I actually might have to give it to the Star Crunch from Dan, Uncle Dan.
I'll give you that. Hold up, real quick. I wanted to see them koalas. How you spell koala?
Koalas. Koalas. I think I vaguely remember what you're talking about. It was like they almost had like
Hello
chocolate.
Pandas, koala snacks. Yeah, that is them. These right here. Man, stop fucking playing with me, Joe. Stop fucking playing.
Okay.
Do you see that?
All right, yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I vaguely remember those. Vaguely. I think my problem is most of the, like, one, I'm not a big snack guy now, but most of the snacks that I like were generic, like, give me some pretzels, give me some Chex Mix.
Oh, no, dude. I'm hitting that corner store. What that corner store hitting for? Teddy Grahams. What
Teddy
the fuck?
Teddy Grahams is one I almost brought up, but I brought them up as an argument against Dunkaroos.
Nah, you
Because
can't.
I said it was just dip
could.
Teddy Grahams in icing.
Can you? That's a good playoffs. That's a good 7-game series. That's a good 7-game series, and I'm gonna keep it a buck though, real talk, like, because I know a lot of people is like, what the fuck is he talking about? But Dunkaroos had the different flavors, like the cookies, like the Teddy Grahams.
Yeah,
but they had the different. But listen, they had the different
flavor.
icing though. They had like the different icing style.
They had
the
chocolate icing,
the
or
vanilla.
Yeah.
They had the sprinkled. They had the It was something else they had, and then Teddy Grahams had the cinnamon, the chocolate, the honey. Those were the 3 originals.
All right.
I don't know if you could beat that though, but yeah, I don't know if you could beat that. But you ain't say Teddy Graham, so I'll give you first round.
All right.
Give me your second round.
All right, second round. Let's see what we're gonna do here. All right, we'll keep it in the food category. We'll keep it in the food category, and then we'll get into the entertainment category. Cereal.
All right, give me yours. Cereal is gonna be tough. It's gonna be a lot that's still around.
Yeah. True.
See, me, that's my thing.
Is that the problem? Is that there's too many that are still around?
Do you get points for cereal that's gone that, you know what I mean? Because some cereal may be better, but if that cereal is no longer in existence and was still good, does that get the win? Because that's what I'm thinking when I do like chocolate filled koalas and shit.
Because that was the argument that I made at the beginning of Dunkaroos aren't around, but Gushers still are.
Are better, right?
But Gushers are better.
But Dunkaroos are still a very
well, I don't know. I don't know if my list, if I have any that are still not, that aren't still around.
Well, cereal would be tough.
Yeah.
But we could go see. Let's go head to head with
cereal, and then it doesn't necessarily matter if it's still around.
Yeah, let's go head to head cereal off top.
So the cereal that I remember the most is, and it's
I
because
can tell you the one I remember the most.
The one that I had
that was
the most,
shredded wheat.
The one that I had the most growing up was because it was great. Frosted Flakes. That's
a tough one in my opinion to beat.
So what do you got that goes head to head with Frosted Flakes?
I mean, the only one that you really can put up there, and it's not my number one favorite, but it's the only thing you can put up there with Frosted Flakes, I'd say Lucky Charms.
See, Lucky Charms, I think, like
I was never subjective, so we talking. Yeah, we talking like, it out.
Frosted Flakes is simple. It was simple. It was sweet. It was just basically cornflakes with sugar. Lucky Charms was trying to do too much. Lucky Charms, they had their pots of golden rainbows and the red balloon, whatever. I fucked that rhyme up, but all they were shitty marshmallows and oat cereal.
I might.
It was marshmallows and Cheerios.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll take the Frosted Flakes over the Lucky Charms.
All right, here's my number 2. Kicks. Kid tested, mother approved.
Kicks? All right, I got to pull away. Captain Crunch.
That was on my list too.
Yeah, Captain Crunch. And I'll take that one.
I'll give you that one. And I won't even argue it.
You can't. What's your next?
My next is Sugar Smacks.
Smacks. Cocoa Puffs.
See, I was always a bigger fan of Sugar Smacks, and this.
I'll give you Smacks. I like Cocoa Puffs. I really do like Cocoa Puffs, but I do like Smacks. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know if the universe would agree, but I'll give you that one. I do like Smacks. So I do like Smacks over Cocoa Puffs. I'll give you that.
All right, and then for my my next one, Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, that's a
bigger deal if it's the French toast Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Which is basically the same thing, but it was shaped by like French toast.
You talking cereal?
Mm-hmm.
And you said Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Mm-hmm. More so for the milk after the cereal, but
let's see, that's where
it just gives it a bonus right there. It just gives it the bonus.
That's where the Cocoa Puffs and all that come in. I'm gonna throw.
See, but I'm not a chocolate fan, so like Cocoa Puffs doesn't do shit for me.
You wouldn't be a chocolate fan. I'm gonna throw a curveball at you.
What you got?
I'm gonna do peaches and cream oatmeal.
Ooh, I love me some peaches and cream oatmeal though.
And listen, baby. I had to throw a curve at you. We said cereal. We say dry.
I'm willing to give that one to you.
Okay, so we tied. So we need one more then.
Let's see. Captain Crunch was my last one on here.
That's where it gets. That's why I said I wanted one side to be off the top of the head.
To be ready. Yep.
Right.
Frosted shredded mini wheats.
Frosted shredded mini wheats. You're giving me a win right now, and I gotta find it.
No, I'm not. Because you can't eat frosted shredded mini wheats.
Mini wheats.
By wheat, grind out wheat, mini bum. Bet you can't name that movie.
Wait, what? What'd you say?
I said by wheat, grind out wheat, mini bum.
No, I don't know that movie.
Don't worry. It'll come up in the
the
cartoon or movie nostalgia later.
Listen, that's like Spaceballs or some bullshit.
Nope.
I'ma say
the
you
Rita
said
knows
frosted shredded mini wheats.
Mm-hmm. So what you got?
Against that, I'ma go with Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops are trash.
Against frosted shredded mini wheats?
No, because they've got the frosted coating.
Chat, I need the chat.
The frosted shredded, the mini wheat absorbs the milk.
I need the chat on that.
We will defer to the chat here. Whether it's
chat.
Fruit Loops or frosted shredded mini wheats,
frosted shredded mini wheats. That is my grandmother. Are you watching Sherlock Holmes as well? Did you stay home from school sick, Michael?
I like the fact that it holds the milk.
Where is the fucking chat when you? I gotta piss. I'm gonna piss on my.
Uncle Dan chiming in with mini wheats below. Fuck you, Dan.
Oh, that goes to me. I'll take round 2. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Uncle Dan. If he would have won with frosted shredded mini wheats.
Yeah, I like him.
I was on punishment. I was on punishment. They were like, no sweet sugar for you. Frosted shredded mini wheats.
No, if they wanted you just to, they would have just given you the
That's
shredded.
Like grape
they would have
nuts.
just given you the shredded wheats.
That's like grape nuts. We ain't in here for goodness.
You know what's fucked up is that the one of my favorite cereals right now, and it's not good for me. It's not grape nuts. It's the Raisin Bran Crunch, and that shit has it is not good from a caloric intake perspective.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. I've always liked Raisin Bran.
Damn it, that should have been it instead of frosted shredded.
Yeah, I've always, you might have got me with. I've always liked Raisin Bran.
Both Dan and Rita gave you Fruit Loops. Fuck you.
Yeah, maybe not the best cereal, but over frosted shredded mini wheats, you better fucking. Oh my gosh.
Uncle Dan chiming in. They gave me that after a night in a holding cell.
Right. Uncle Dan is funny as fuck, man. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Well, we're going to have to see how long this discussion was to see if we can clip out the nostalgic cereal war.
Listen, regardless, we got more coming. I got a good one.
All right, what's the new topic?
And this is where my inadvert comes from, too. Disney songs.
Okay. What's your first?
My very first, Lion King. Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I challenge Lion King, Can You Feel the Love Tonight with A Whole New World from Aladdin.
See that, and that's exactly what I'm talking about too, because that was my second. That's why I like that. Well, it depends on which A Whole New World we talking about. We talking about the one in the movie or the one at the end of the movie?
The one at the end of the movie with Vanessa Williams. Isn't that who did it?
No, I wasn't.
Are you sure?
I don't think it was Vanessa.
I feel like it was Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa was in Now Mine. Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
With Elton? Elton John did Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Elton John did the end of the song version. the end of the movie. He did that wasn't the one in the actual movie. That was Vanessa Williams and the one dude with the that played in Birdcage and the Timon and Pumbaa dudes. I can see what's happening.
What?
And he don't have a clue.
Oh.
They'll fall in love, and here's the bottom line. Our trio's down to 2. Fuck shit. That is my fucking shit. And the fact that you listen.
I mean, I know the song, but if you're gonna put the two love songs against each other, I'm gonna take.
Yeah, no, that's tough. That's tough. That's a tough one.
World,
that's
a
tough.
Dazzling place I never knew.
You know what? That's what my inadvertent was about.
Oh, was it?
Disney was always suspected of putting dicks in bullshit in their movies.
They're not suspected. Like, it's literally there. If you go back and watch the VHS tape.
Listen to the words of Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Pull them up. Pull them up. I can almost think of them. Hold up.
I mean, I could do most of them.
Hold up. It was
we used to do it on the football bus.
Not Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Not that one. A Whole New World. It was
I can show you the world,
right,
shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?
Right.
I can open your eyes, take you one by one.
Now listen, huh? Over, sideways, and under.
On a magic carpet ride.
On a magic. Now what the fuck? Now what the fuck? First of all, a magic carpet ride. Now I know it's Aladdin, but we know what the fuck you talking about.
Are we talking about fucking Cliff?
Well, clearly we're talking about fucking over, sideways, and under. I don't remember not one time that magic carpet did a fucking loop. I don't remember that motherfucker doing a barrel roll.
Do a barrel roll.
I don't remember it going under anything now that I think about it. And you going over sideways and all that. Now, how many munchers and what did they do? What did they munch on? Carpet. And you riding?
I mean, all right, so
thank you.
So thank you for proving my point for me. A Whole New World is a better song because there's more innuendo in it. Like any
Circle of Life?
Like any then that's not the song that's not the song. Stop.
A Whole New World without a Circle of Life.
First of all, Aladdin came first. Second of all, A Whole New World, we weren't going against Circle of Life. Your comment was, can you feel the love tonight? And A Whole New World has a lot more sexual innuendo baked into it, like any good 90s song does, compared to Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Well, give me lyrics from Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Like, what lyrics in Can You Feel the Love Tonight are actually, like, sexual?
I can see what's happening.
And they don't have a clue. They fall in love, and here's the bottom line.
What was the part where he started singing? What was the part where he started singing? She's holding, not him.
She's holding back, she's hiding. Or no, he's holding back, he's hiding from
that was her. I was trying to think of his part. Now, all that is sexual innuendo.
No,
what the fuck are you talking about? They were Nazis. They were sex Nazis trying to get us, and we blame it on toxic masculinity.
All right, wait,
fucking
all right.
Disney.
All right.
It's Disney, damn it.
So there's a calm surrender to the rush of day when the heat of a rolling wind can be turned away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. It's enough for this restless warrior just to be with you. Not a lot of innuendo. Like there are some hints at some things.
That's what? Can You
Feel the Love Tonight? And that may be
I never heard those lyrics.
Actually, hold on. That might be the.
Yeah, that's something different.
No, that's the Elton John version.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because that didn't he write them both?
Right, it's the same lyrics. There's a calm
it's not
surrender
the
to
same.
the rush of day.
That's definitely not the.
No, you're right. It keeps fucking up.
Yeah, it's not the I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
It's not the lyrics
movie
from the movie score. Yeah,
it's not the movie score. But that's tough. That's a tough one.
I just think
A Whole New World and Can You Feel the Love?
Song.
That was my top 2 anyway. I don't even know. That's a tough joint.
All right. I found it. So this They Fall in Love, and Here's the Bottom Line, or trios down to 2. The sweet caress of twilight. There's magic.
Everywhere.
And with
all this romantic atmosphere. Disasters in the air. Listen. And then his part.
It's still the sweet caress of twilight. Or no, that's what that was. Can you feel the love? All right, so that's the Can You Feel the Love? So many things to tell her, but how to make her see the truth about my past impossible. She'd turn away from me. There's nothing sexual or innuendo in that.
You think not?
He's holding back, he's hiding, but from what I can't decide, won't he be the king I know he is, the king he is inside? There is no innuendo in the animated version compared to Aladdin and A Whole New World. A Whole New World wins.
A Whole New World is just
Period.
It's subtle.
Period.
A Whole New World, you don't know what they're talking about till you get old
right,
enough
and
to
that's
know what the fuck they're talking about.
That's the mark of a
Lion
good
King,
song.
We
that is
knew
the
what
mark.
The fuck. Listen,
but there is no innuendo in Lion King.
What you mean? She wanted fuck, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if."
But there is none of that in the song or in the lyrics. There really
is.
No, there isn't.
In the show, in the movie.
No. The only thing that gets said in the movie is, "Can you feel the love tonight?" Like the chorus is the only thing.
That
you
what the fuck I'm talking about.
You already made the point. You already made the point in favor of A Whole New World.
I don't know.
You already did. A Whole New World. I'm claiming this one. A Whole New World.
I don't know. That's tough. Take it to the chat.
Chat. A Whole New World versus Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
That's
tough. So what are we asking? What's the better song? Or which one has more sexual connotation?
No, what's the better song? You're taking it somewhere else.
I mean, I'm trying to support my argument. Is what I'm doing.
Listen, right, and you won't.
Waiting for the chat. We'll see what the chat chimes in with.
I think I'm going. I don't know. That's a tough one though, because I missed my top 2. But Can You Feel the Love Tonight was my number 1. And then it went to A Whole New World.
The chat is chiming in with A Whole New World.
Listen.
And since I gave you the shredded mini wheat, you know I'm telling the truth.
I give you that. Okay. Well, you can't beat this one. Reflection, Mulan.
So while I am vaguely familiar with that song, I don't really know it. And I know
Christina Aguilera.
I understand that it was Christina and all that. I actually lean more towards, and you're gonna
shredded
laugh.
mini wheats.
No, you're gonna laugh when I say it, and you're gonna argue with me just based on who sings it. Michael Bolton.
What's the
and
song? And
Go the Distance from Hercules.
I don't even know that song.
I have dreamed of a far-off place, in a place where heroes welcome, waiting for me.
I'll take that one.
Where the crowds will
I'll
cheer
take that one. I'll take that
my face. And a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be.
No, I'll take that one.
No, I actually think that A Hero's Welcome is actually a better song than Reflections, but
look it up on views or listens.
That doesn't mean anything. Christina Aguilera is a more
look it
popular
up and listen.
artist in the millennial generation that's going to have views.
Next one.
The old people that are listening to music are going to be on Michael Bolton, not Christina.
Next one, and I'll give my last. Well, I actually had two, but I'm not. There ain't no way you can compete with the second to last one.
All right, I'm listening.
Little Mermaid. Well, it's a lot of people that ain't gonna know the other one. Little Mermaid, Under the Sea.
Under the Sea? That's not even like the good. That's not even the good song from that movie. I would take
Under the Sea.
Down where it's wetter, down where it's better, take it from me.
Listen, now that's sexual innuendo, so I want that one too.
I actually think that that's not even the best song in that movie.
What's that one?
I think Kiss the Girl is just as good. And then the whole na 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 na, you got to kiss the girl. Where they're on the boat.
That one is wetter. That's where it's better. Take it from me.
And on top of that, the best song from that movie is not Kiss the Girl. It is not Under the Sea. It's the whole part of your world.
Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. And you got internet help.
No. Or I've got thingamajigs. Plenty. No idea. Getting there. I want more. I want to be where the people are. Wanna see them singing, see them dancing.
I don't know nothing about that.
Are you kidding me? That's the best song from the movie. The song you picked isn't even the best song in the movie. That's what I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to say. The song you picked isn't even the best one in that movie.
Well, what's your counter?
Either one of those. Whether it's Kiss the Girl or Part of Your World. Either one of those. I would put either one of I would put either one of those songs from The Little Mermaid above Under the Sea.
Take it to the chat.
I would put the song where the dude's chasing him around trying to chop him into dinner over Under the Sea.
Take it to the chat.
Oh, chat, let us know what you think in the chat. I don't know that anybody knows what we're talking about at this point.
Not that I even know what's your name of it. What's your song?
Part of Your World is the one that I was supporting, but I would say that either Part of Your World or Kiss the Girl are better than Under the Sea.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
All right, we're not getting any responses in the chat, so we're gonna have to call that one a draw. No decision from from Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan says no decision. We're gonna call this one.
All right, what's your next?
Are we back to me?
Yep.
All right. Nostalgic video games.
Let's get it.
I am going to lead off with Ninja Turtles Arcade. Both the arcade version and the Nintendo version.
I'm going with Tecmo Bowl.
Really? Tecmo Bowl was convoluted, confusing, and there have been much better football games. Even in that generation, there were better football games than Tecmo Bowl.
I'm just going with the era I remember.
Like, here's the thing.
Ninja Turtles was Super Nintendo.
No, Ninja Turtles was regular Nintendo arcade version. So that's where, like, if we were going to talk nostalgic football games, like, for me, that would be Joe Montana football more than Tecmo Bowl, because Tecmo Bowl was trash.
I felt like that was more Sega.
Right, but I still think that that's nostalgic. That's still the 90s.
Well, I'm trying to keep up with your...
So the fact that I said it in Nintendo, fine. Ninja Turtles Arcade, better game, period. Because it was 3 to 4 it was just a better game.
I'll give you that.
All right, so my next one in that same era, before I switch eras on you, my next one in that same era is Super Mario Brothers 3.
What's that?
So that was the first time that you could use like the raccoon tail and could fly, the power P, the
I guess that
whistle.
was Nintendo.
Yeah, like all of that. That is the Super Mario Brother game that I remember playing the most. And the one that actually was funny is that's the first Christmas present I remember.
I'm going first Super Mario.
You're gonna go the original Super Mario Brothers?
On that, yes.
See, I can't get behind that because with that, like there was no
I didn't like
there
that
was no
one.
save, like there was no way to like continue the game from that one.
Had to be good.
But there were so many, like it just was.
I get it.
You didn't have any kind of
get
power ups. It didn't felt like you were actually progressing. Like,
But there were secret levels and all that if you knew where you was going. I'm going original.
so if I go to the chat right now, Uncle Dan is in the chat is saying Mario 3, not even a contender to it. Period.
We'll take that. We'll give you that.
All right, now I'm gonna switch.
I don't know if I agree, but we'll give you that.
I'm gonna switch generations on you. We're gonna move into the next generation on this next one. So this is Super Nintendo Genesis era,
Okay.
and you're gonna. I will. So the problem is that I have two games listed here because I view them at the same level. So I will give you one of the two, and maybe you argue me on the other one. The second one is Mortal Kombat 2. So Sega Genesis era, Mortal Kombat 2. And I will tell you, the contender that it was up against was another fighting game. And there's only one other fighting game that could have competed with Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't think I agree, though. I don't think I agree.
Okay.
I don't agree. Now, I'm not basing it on the chat. I don't agree that Street Fighter was up with Mortal Kombat.
So I wasn't gonna say more. I wasn't gonna say it was gonna be Street Fighter 2, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. It doesn't matter which one.
You don't think it was up there with Mortal Kombat?
Not at all. But if I was going with Mortal Kombat on a Sega Genesis, I'm going Streets of Rage.
Really? So Streets of Rage, so two different styles. So the thing about Mortal Kombat that it was 1v1 combat. Streets of Rage was basically a side scroll and beat 'em up, right?
All right.
Like it wasn't any better than fucking Double Dragon from Nintendo. From the OG Nintendo games.
Like that too.
Still not better than Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat introduced fatalities. It was enough to flip the industry on its head. Meaning violence, blood, guts, everything that you could want in a video game, you got from Mortal Kombat, especially as a young adolescent male at that point.
Depends on what you wanted.
No, it doesn't. Because your whole point was, mano a mano, I want to be able to whoop my friend's ass in this game. You ain't doing that in Streets of Rage.
No, but that's why I said it depends on what you wanted.
And let's be honest. You're mad that I took Mortal Kombat and you're trying to make an argument against it.
Nah.
Even though you know Mortal Kombat is the superior game.
No, I'm not saying that I didn't enjoy it. I'm just saying that Mortal Kombat got boring after a while.
And Streets of Rage didn't?
Have you ever beat it?
I didn't beat Streets of Rage because I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I had fucking Double Dragon
Listen,
2,
I had
Double
that
Dragon
shit,
3
and I
on
ain't beat.
Nintendo.
I still ain't beat Streets of Rage to this day. I downloaded it on my Xbox.
And if I remember correctly, it's a very sexist ending to that game.
Ah, fuck all that. It's back in the time where sexist endings happened. very frequently.
I mean, it's okay, Cliff. You can lose again. It's all right to lose 2 or 3 in a row on this. Like,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And you know what? I will give you the opportunity to go first on this one. The next round on video game nostalgia.
Nah, I ain't gonna do that because
all right.
That's another one though, because I already know what you gonna give next, and
I actually don't think you do. So my next one, in terms of kind of that generation, like Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, looking at the arcade of the time, Virtua Cop. So Virtua Cop being the on the rails shooter that is most known for its arcade games,
right?
And that being like one of the hottest arcade games throughout all the 90s. It may never have been the top, but it was number 4 or 5, probably for the entire decade. Which means if you were to look at it in aggregate, it's probably one of the top of the 90s, if not the top of the 90s. Because it was one of the first, like, kind of ride the rails shooter where,
yeah,
like,
I mean, the only thing let's be honest, the only thing that you can really say to compete with that would be that Dawn of the Dead shit.
And do you have that if you don't have Virtua Cop first?
That's what, yeah, no, I agree.
See, video games I'm good at on this front.
Yeah, man, you got that one. Yeah, you got that one. Yeah, because, I mean, there ain't really nothing you can put against that.
And then the last one that I will go with is the end of the 90s. And it's going to be a very basic. And you can call me a basic bro, basic bitch for it. It's GoldenEye.
Yeah, no, and I was not a fan. I put Blitz over GoldenEye.
I can see that. Now, I would argue that GoldenEye reigned supreme. Like, Blitz was an afterthought. Like,
I don't think so.
We would play GoldenEye for hours before we would play games of Blitz.
Well, I don't think you can say that for the simple fact that Blitz was in the arcades.
Okay.
That was all around. You know what I mean? You seen Blitz shit everywhere. You didn't see GoldenEye. Now, GoldenEye was a at home with your people type shit, but that just, I'm more of a Blitz guy.
I hear you. Okay. I'll give you Blitz as a blessing here at the end. You can have one of 5 on the nostalgia video game.
Ain't no blessing.
Now
I got a piss though. I do got a piss.
I actually do too. So why don't we take a quick break? We'll be right back.
Yeah, real quick.
All right.
Yeah, because
we'll be right back. And we will have 1 or 2 more topics here in the Nostalgia Wars when we get back.
Yeah, we're not done.
We're not done yet.
You ain't done, motherfucker.
All right, welcome back. There we go. Got a little nervous there. It looked like the computer was freezing a little bit, but it looks like we caught back up. And I unmuted, so how about that?
Right.
Now, quick shout out to Uncle Dan in the chat. Uncle Dan, if it wasn't Cliff, I would have had a whole bunch of RPGs on that nostalgic video game trip, but I know that's not his style, and I wanted to keep it interesting for the people.
Yeah, no, none of that bullshit.
But maybe you and I could talk Chrono Trigger versus Earthbound versus Final Fantasy VII at some point.
That's the only thing I know is Final Fantasy.
Oh man! All right. So, what do you got? Anything you wanna keep this going?
TV shows.
All right. Do you want to get a little more specific than TV shows? Because I broke it down into a couple categories. I actually the one that I was thinking about was breaking it into, like, I don't know. I almost feel like you have to break it into sitcoms versus everything else.
As far as what? Like
just in terms of TV shows. Like, I feel like if you break it into, like, sitcoms on one side and then any other kind of show on the other, like, because there
What's
are
the
sitcoms that are,
difference?
well, I think that sitcoms
Like
in general, I think
Friends
are more,
and X-Files? Like, I don't...
yeah.
Okay. Well, we're talking... What would you consider Friends? Sitcoms?
Yeah, definitely.
Then that's what we were talking.
All right, we'll talk sitcoms then. So you want to start it off? You got
first
this
one. That's weak. I'm going with... That's weak too. I'm going with Martin.
You going with Martin?
I'm going Martin.
Okay. I'm gonna go Fresh Prince.
I feel like that's the only one that could compete. And then it comes down to
So you
what you're watching.
So you give me your argument for Martin.
I just feel like Martin was I just feel like Martin was age-wise universal.
Okay.
Where I feel like not like everybody couldn't watch Fresh Prince, but it was still Nas. I feel like Martin was, I don't even want to say Jay-Z because that doesn't really equate to the analogy, but Nas was educational, whereas, and that's Fresh Prince, whereas Martin was just entertaining, where I can't find the exact artist that fits that. Almost like, it's ignorant to say, but it's almost like a ODB to a Nas.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like ODB was just ignorant and entertaining, where Nas was trying to teach you something.
So I guess my argument would be is that, and this may be subjective, I just find Will to be funnier than Martin at the end of the day. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think if you look at him, I think if you look at him from a pure comedy, or if you were to look at him from, like, and Will's never done stand up, but like if you were to look at him from a pure reach the masses comedy, Will Smith, in his comedic tone, his comedic timing, his comedic delivery, hits with more people, and maybe that means more white people. I'm willing to acknowledge that. I'm willing to acknowledge that. I'm willing to acknowledge that. But I think that show has, like, Martin's not still in syndication. Fresh Prince is.
What?
Is Martin still in syndication?
Yes,
On what?
Martin.
On what?
What was it that I was just watching it on?
Yeah, some station you don't even know. Meanwhile, Will Smith is continuously played on, like, Nick at Night. He's played on Peacock. He's played on HBO Max. He's all over the place.
He ain't.
No, he is. That's factual.
He ain't.
And plus, everybody has like a Fresh Prince scene.
VH1 is the only time they play Fresh Prince, and that's before 11
That's not
o'clock in the
true.
morning.
That's not true. They play them on like TV Land. They play them on VH1. They play them on, like I said, they just did a Fresh Prince reunion show. They're not doing any Martin reunion show. And on top of that, everybody who is our age can tell you what their favorite Fresh Prince episode is. Half of the people our age ain't never watched Martin.
What? No, I feel like that once again, that may be a cultural thing.
The flip side is, again, you take 10 people at random from the same group cannot do that for Martin.
I don't think I agree.
All right, so we'll put this one out to the chat.
That one would not work in the chat.
Because Fresh Prince would be the only one. And plus, Fresh Prince gave us the scene where Uncle Phil said, Jeffrey, break out Lucille.
Listen, they did also, that's the same scene that they bit from Family Matters when the grandma came to save Eddie.
See, I don't remember that one, but never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut for now.
Right.
Uncle Dan chimed in. I'm too old and too white to judge this one.
Listen, I'm telling you.
All right, this one might have to be a push because I don't think you and I are going to be able to agree on this one.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think you can.
So do us a favor. If you're watching this back on the replay, whether it is on YouTube or it's on the podcast, do us a favor. Comment. Let us know which one you think should have won that argument.
Now, that's what you clip out. This is what we.
Yeah, we'll do that too.
And you put a vote on it.
All right. I'll see what I can do. The problem is I think we might have gone a little too long with it to clip it out, but we'll see. All right. So what you got next, Cliff?
I picked TV shows. That's on you.
So we're only talking about one TV show? You don't have another one lined up?
Oh, okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. Let me go with one that I know put some weight on them. I won't go too far back.
And we're talking sitcoms. So just remember
right.
that too.
Right. And I don't want to go too far back. And I don't want to go
too new.
Too unknown is what I'll say.
Gotcha.
Because the number 1, 2, and 3 for me, of course, to everybody.
Just say what your 1, 2, and 3 are. Just because you're not winning the battle doesn't mean that your views aren't valid.
Oh no, it's not. It's not me winning the battle. It's me understanding the audience.
I hear you.
And my 1, 2, and 3, of course, would be Martin, Fresh Prince, and the Wayans.
Okay. And you're nervous about going the Wayans next because
the Wayans isn't the sitcom.
Isn't a broad enough reach.
Right.
Audience.
Right. No, I'm not. I'm also not going How I Met Your Mother or Friends either.
No,
but,
I hear you on that. Trust me, there's no How I Met Your Mother or Friends on mine either.
As far as nostalgia goes, I'm gonna have to go with it's gonna be hard to match that one. That's gonna be weird. Let's go. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Ooh, okay.
Let's go. Are you
Okay.
afraid of the dark?
And so, Are You Afraid of the
Mhm.
Dark? I will go. Ooh, I'm trying to think if I want to change it to something that's more in that same vein.
Yeah, that's why I threw it out there.
I will say, I thought we were in sitcoms, but that's okay.
I thought that's a sitcom, isn't it? Half an hour. That's a half an hour show.
Sitcom means situational comedy, meaning like a family comedy show, like Modern
No,
Family.
we can't do
Family
that with
Matters.
TV shows.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine to adjust on the fly. Okay, so you want to go? Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'll go real old school, Twilight Zone.
I knew that's what you was going.
I mean,
I knew that's what you was gonna do.
at the end of the day, I don't know that Are You Afraid of the Dark exists without Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone was the first iteration of the serial storytelling where
We talking. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it.
and there have
But
been multiple iterations of Twilight Zone.
We're talking about our nostalgia, though. You know what I mean? I could name BBC shows all day long. I'm talking.
Fair,
let's talk.
fair.
You know what I mean? Let's talk white, like color, no black and white.
No black and white shows.
Right. Let's
right,
talk
all right.
colored. But I get it though. That don't get me wrong. That would be the first show that would pop in my mind if somebody said, "Are you afraid of the dark?"
Right, Twilight Zone's the natural
But
response to
that
that.
I feel like that's beyond
right,
the
no,
beyond
no,
the
no.
Mayan calendar. You feel what I'm saying?
I got one for you though. Why Are You Afraid of the Dark over Tales from the Crypt?
And that's what and honestly, that's where I was thinking you were gonna go.
And I almost went there, but I went Twilight Zone just to hear your argument or your rebuttal that was too old. So
yeah, I hear you. That is where I thought you were gonna go.
Tales from the Crypt, all right. So there is no Are You Afraid of the Dark without Tales from the Crypt, right?
Is that right? I would say so. I would say, and this is a fucked up comparison because they didn't have a lot of TV shows, but I would say Are You Afraid of the Dark was more watered down, Goosebumps-ish.
Yeah. I actually
Because Tales from the
Goosebumps.
Crypt was an hour long. Those episodes were an hour apiece.
I agree with you there.
You know what I mean?
Whereas
That's
Are You Afraid of the Dark was like
quick half hour.
it was
You
a
know
half
what I mean?
hour, and a lot of times I feel like they were like 15, like it was two
Right.
stories in one.
Yeah, I do. I think I do agree with you
Yeah.
there.
I will give you Are You Afraid of the Dark over Tales from the Crypt. I'll give that to you.
And now I have a problem with that. But only on a
You're
technicality.
gonna argue
though.
yourself on this one?
Yeah, only on a technicality though.
My man. What's the technicality?
Because I'm going Tales from the Crypt over Are You Afraid of the Dark any day of the week. But if we're talking sitcom-ish, I don't know. I feel like Tales from the Crypt gave you had a little more time to build up to something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where Are You Afraid of the Dark was like, get it done quick because
Right.
you only got them for half an hour. These is little kids with minds that don't pay attention for too long, and now we got YouTube videos that are only 2.5 minutes.
True.
Other sitcoms. What you gonna do with Family Matters?
See, Family Matters was going to be one of my next ones. That was going to be my next one. So, what I will do against Family Matters will be Boy Meets World. Or I could do the original Family Matters, which was, let's face it, the Cosby Show. All Family Matters was an attempt to redo the Cosby Show. As was Fresh Prince. Both of those shows bit off Cosby.
I'm gonna tell you where I
So you want me to go Cosby? I can go Cosby.
let me tell you where I disagree.
Let's hear it.
And the only reason why I say is because the Cosby Show was meant to show that there were educated black folks in the area, and they may
Wasn't that Urkel?
No, well, it says listen.
With Family Matters?
Now here's the difference. Now here's the difference.
In Fresh Prince, wasn't the dad a judge?
No, here's the difference. And if I'm being honest, Family Matters and Fresh Prince both fall under the same category.
I mean, I'm
gonna
listening.
tell you why.
I'm just telling you, they're the same show.
But listen, let me tell you why they both fall under the same category. Is because, I mean, let's be honest, it all falls under race. The whole reason why the Cosby Show took off is because they wanted to show white folks that there were educated black folks. Now, that is not the same for Family Matters because there aren't cops. You feel what I'm saying? No cops. No cops in families. Now, there may be a person in your family that's a cop, but who talks to them? You know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody talks to them. That's not a real thing in our neighborhood. A relative that's a cop is not a real thing. So what they were trying to do is introduce policing in your area with the Family Matters, which didn't work because there's no such thing as policing in your area. Yeah. Now, when it comes to the Fresh Prince, we're talking about judges and the judicial system, which once again does not work out in our favor. Therefore, when you put somebody in that situation, that's not for black folks, that's for the white folks watching. You feel what I'm saying? Which is once again why I would pick Martin over Fresh Prince, because to the people like me that watched didn't care to see a black judge. That doesn't make us feel like, oh, we could be something. That makes everyone else that watches feel like, oh, they can be judges. But we're not thinking that way.
Okay. I can see your point there.
Listen, I got nephews in the room. They don't play cops and robbers.
No.
I seen the little boy, it wasn't me. It was it was Face. I don't play like that. That's what he said. I don't play like that. Ain't no hang. We don't play like that.
Well, it's funny. We're driving down Broad Street the other day, and my son, we're pulled up at a stoplight next to a cop. And my son waves to the police officer, and I'm like, I don't like that. And Shar and I
do that all the time, though.
Shar and I get into an argument about it.
I do that. I do that for a different reason. I also don't wave. What's good, Uncle Dave? Unmute yourself too. I love you. But I don't wave, but I'll definitely throw a fist up. You know what I mean? And if I see a cop, I'll say be safe. But that's the end of our situation. Right. If you're even talking to me, it's because I did something. And if I didn't, don't talk to me.
Agreed.
How are you? I'm good. How are you? Keep it moving. But the way you're set up, where I'm from, you're not welcome.
No. And I'm with you.
And I don't even mean in the area. I mean in my conversation. I mean everything. You're not welcome around here. So be safe and move along, please. Be safe though. Right. I wish you safety.
And I also want you to keep those around you safe.
Right, but move along. Just not me. I don't even want you to keep me safe. I would like you to look over. If something was about to happen to me, act like you didn't see it.
Exactly.
And keep it moving. Pick me up after it's over, but I don't need you involved with anything I have going on, please.
No doubt.
But
All right, so I don't even remember where we started that one. That was
it was TV shows.
I
Fuck the
understand that, but I don't even remember what the last two shows we were talking about was. We said Cosby versus Family Matters. That's what it was.
Okay, yep, that might have been.
You were talking Family Matters, and I said I'll go the original Family Matters and the original Fresh Prince, which is Cosby Show.
I'll give you that. You got that one too.
All right, we switching topics, or we want to keep going on TV?
No, that's 3. You got that.
All right.
So it's 2-3 right now. You got me 2 rounds to 3.
What ones did you win?
I won.
I won video games. You won cereal. Okay.
Was it cereal?
And you won snacks.
Well, no, then we might have counted both of them in the same category then, because I only got 1, 2, and 3. You got 1, which was video game. Well, no. What was the first one?
Oh, well, then I got snacks. So I got snacks, I got video games, and I got TV shows. So I'm at 3. You got you got the comeback on the cereal.
So you got snacks and TV and what else?
And video games.
Okay.
Right. So you need to make a comeback.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what we're talking through.
Okay.
All right, what's next? What you got?
All right, you want me to this is the last prepared topic I have. And I know I've done more of the topics here, so I think I've been more on the prepared side than you have been.
You a goddamn lie. Wait, no.
I think it's your turn for a top. Or no, you did TV shows. I don't know. You tell me.
I did TV shows and I did the Disney movies. That's what I beat
the Disney songs. You got me on the Disney songs. You did. And I don't agree with you, but you did.
I don't agree with you. So I don't feel like you're up like you thought you were.
Well, then I'm either up 3-2 or I'm up 3-1.
You're up 3. You're up
3-2.
1. You're up me by 1.
I'm up by 1 in terms of topics overall.
Right.
All right. So this one will either tie it up or it will solidify my victory.
Which is what?
Well, I'm willing to offer you the topic.
Oh, you're trying to bypass.
I mean, I'll give you my topic if you want. Like, we can go mine, but
hold up real quick. Who's soft ass is crying?
Who crying out there? Motherfucker. Shut up.
Jupiter. Come here.
Drop some Jupiter in her ear.
You're walking? Are your arms moving all right? Shut up. You're fine. Doesn't matter what's wrong with you. Shut up.
Isn't there a song Drops of Jupiter?
Unless you're bleeding profusely from the head, be quiet.
Right.
The fuck? If you can walk in and cry in my face,
right, you're good.
You're fine.
Chances are you're okay.
The fuck? Now, if you would have crawled to me and said, okay, we may need to take you somewhere.
We may need to have further conversation.
Otherwise, shut the fuck up. God damn these kids. This fucking world we live in. This world that's making them soft.
Whose kids are they?
They mine.
Well, then it's your fault then.
That ain't mine.
Wait. This is where I wish I had the correction.
Correction. I had sex with kids.
Listen, they mine. Mine don't act like that.
That's true.
So they ain't your kids then?
Listen, no, they're still mine. Nieces and nephews are mine as well.
Okay,
They just
gotcha.
don't get raised by me. Now that's the
Right.
difference. Karma don't do that shit, and she knows as well. Just because you're a girl, no. Are you hurt? Are your feelings hurt?
Are you injured?
If
Are you
you're
hurt?
not
Or are you
injured,
injured?
or your feelings are not hurt, you better not come to me crying. Now, I don't care. Your feelings may be soft. I don't know. They may be, and I'm fine with that. But unless your feelings are hurt, shut the fuck up. Shut up. No one wants to hear that. And I'm helping you out for your future husband. He doesn't
want
to hear
your
that.
feelings either.
You feel what I'm saying?
I wish you could have raised Char. All right, so.
Damn.
Listen, I'm just
wait.
I was kidding.
wait.
I was only kidding.
He wasn't. Libertad.
I was
Libertad.
kidding.
Stab him
I was only kidding.
on his way out the night, like the intro of the Scarface movie, Char. If you see him, stab him as he walks out and look him in the eye. Libertad.
All right, so what did we land on? I'm up 3-2. Is that what we landed on?
Yeah, you didn't give me your last.
Am I giving a new topic here?
I thought.
Okay,
or-
well, I offered it to you, I think is what happened, but
Oh, okay.
I'm willing to take it if
Yeah,
you
no.
don't have one ready to go.
Go ahead, and I'm sure.
Cartoons.
Ooh.
Run it.
Transformers.
This nigga motherfucker here. He always tries to. I think you.
He stacks. the
There's
deck.
only one cartoon that can really combat this. And so you
See-
better come up with the one.
to your specific.
Okay, I could maybe come up with two if we weren't looking at my specific.
Transformers, G.I. Joes.
Ooh, see, G.I. Joe's is one that was on my list and that I ended up taking off.
No, you're nuts, and that's why I say that's your specific.
And again, this is a subjective argument, so we are not going to agree on this. Transformers.
I feel like I'm
why-
being a lot more subjective than you.
The reason the Transformers win for me is the toys were cooler. That's what it comes down to. They wanted you to buy the toys, and a truck that can turn into a robot is cooler than the dude that was held together by some fucking rubber bands of plastic between his joints. And that's my
I don't
argument.
agree.
Not to mention the fact that the storylines in Transformers were better than the storylines in G.I. Joe. However, I would be willing to put, I think it was, was it just called G.I. Joe the movie, which was the movie that came out like the end, late 80s,
Marlon
early
Wayans.
90s? I'm not talking about the live action. I'm talking about the cartoon movie. So where I think that these two shows came to a head was that they both had some seriously fucking dark cartoon movies where there was a lot of death that you had to deal with as a young child to understand that they were just selling toys. So in the original Transformers movie, the 1980 whatever Transformers movie, Optimus dies. Like all of your favorite characters from the first two seasons of the show die. And that was all to introduce all new characters, all new toys that never took off the way the first generation did. I feel like G.I. Joe was actually the same way, where a lot of people died in the G.I. Joe cartoon movie. And I want to say that it was like Rise of Cobra or something to the same effect.
I don't know about the movie.
But all I remember is that cartoon movie was also very bleak. However,
How about
Transformers,
Dragon
the
Ball?
movie
That was
for the
pretty
cartoon.
bleak, too.
What'd you say?
Some of the Dragon Ball shit was pretty bleak too.
I hear you, but that wasn't that wasn't what was proposed here. It was Transformers versus G.I. Joe.
What you got? What you got?
What do I got for what? Against Transformers?
Transformers, GI Joes. Which one you got, Uncle Dave?
Well, you got to remember the GI Joe shit when I was younger was completely different than the GI Joe shit when you were younger. But GI Joe was my shit when I was growing up. I had every GI Joe toy known to man.
I did too. I didn't have every Transformer though.
I mean, I was the privileged white boy that had both. So. And the Transformer toys were more fun.
Right, Mike had every Transformer toy known to man at one point. But if you want to talk toys that were good, let's talk old Tonka trucks that were actually made out of fucking steel.
I had some of those too.
I did too.
So should we change this? Should we change this from cartoons to toys? And does
next round?
And does that change your vote here?
Next round.
All right. So Cliff, I don't think we're gonna come to an agreement on Transformers versus GI Joes.
Sorry, Uncle Dave did for us.
No, he said the toys. He didn't say anything about the cartoons. Anyways, the only cartoon that you could have maybe convinced me was better than Transformers, Teenage Mutant Motherfucking Ninja Turtles.
Wasn't nothing better than G.I. Joes.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wasn't nothing better than G.I. Joes.
Fine. All right, so what's your argument against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if you say G.I. Joe wins that argument?
So, against Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I would do Hot Wheels.
There was a Hot Wheels cartoon?
We're talking about toys.
No, I thought we were still going on the cartoons. So my question was, do you want to switch to toys as the next topic, or do you want to switch this conversation to toys?
The last one was TV shows.
All right, so we already said TV shows. We did we shifted to cartoons. Cartoons.
Oh, I didn't know we were on cartoons.
My question after we debated Transformers versus G.I. Joes is that do you want to change our current conversation from cartoons to toys? And I'm okay if you want to do that. We were
toys with Transformers and cartoons because you said you liked playing with Transformers more.
Well, I was conflating those two things. So if we want to say that we're talking about toys now, we can do that. I'm fine with that. So if we're saying that the argument became Transformers versus G.I. Joes on toys versus cartoons, I might actually give you G.I. Joes, although I personally like Transformers better. So what are we talking about right now? Are we talking toys?
I thought we were on toys.
All right, well then let's shift it to toys. That's fine. So Ninja Turtles, you're going Hot Wheels. Okay.
You're going Hot Wheels.
I would actually stay with Ninja Turtles, whether it was cartoons or toys. The Ninja Turtle toys, I had the Technodrome. You had that blimp, the big blimp that blew up, the turtle blimp.
I know what you're talking about. You had the van, bus.
The van.
Right.
I still think
versus Hot Wheels that are like these little 3-inch cars. Like who the fuck?
How long they've been around before Ninja Turtles though, and they're still around.
Right, with Hot Wheels.
So are Ninja Turtles.
I'd have to say Hot Wheels for toys because
I'll have to say
you had so many choices with Hot Wheels.
See, Uncle Dave just wanted to jump in to support you, Cliff. That's what happened here.
You've been getting support from the chat. You hear me? Listen, Uncle Dave with the squad. What you mean? Okay, next up, toys. Are we doing movies? I got a movie for you.
All right. Wait. We got to declare a winner on toys.
Oh wait,
though.
well we're 2-0. Well, no, I was really 2. I was really.
Are you gonna say you're 2-0 on toys? I don't know that I agree with you, but that's fine. All right, so we're all tied up.
We're tied.
Topic-wise. Okay.
Right.
All right, so are we switching to movies as the last, the
Movies,
tiebreaker?
let's go.
Because we are
Tiebreaker
at
with the movie.
2:15. Do me a favor. You and Uncle Dave chat for a minute before we start whatever the next topic is. Before we
So you
start
can
the movie
piss?
topic. Yes.
Yeah, broke the seal. The seal breaking ass. Well, how's the weather in California currently?
It's been like 80s. It's supposed to get up into triple digits by Monday. So
Oh yeah, no. Has it been raining?
no,
Oh, it's
No,
been
but-
raining like crazy here.
that's what I heard. No, we've been out last week and probably this weekend. We'll get into the pool because the pool's all nice and warm. So.
All right. Are y'all still in a drought out there?
Well, we're always pretty much in a drought. It's California.
I'd have thought they'd have caught up by now.
Nah, still haven't had enough rain over the years.
Never mind.
So, I keep telling you, black ass, to come out here to visit.
Listen, that's I'm not against it. I'm just you know me. I don't blow money.
No, I understand.
I gotta be in a position where I'm up for it before I can just take off. And
No, I got you. I understand, but you know you're always welcome. So
you know I appreciate it. You know I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I got a couple things I gotta get together. I'm getting in a good position now.
that's good to hear. Work's still going
Mhm.
good.
Work still work.
Yeah, I hear you. I understand that. That's pretty
Yeah.
much what Uncle Daniel says too. Work is work.
It's just
Right.
work.
It's just what
Trying to
happens.
figure out a way to get by without it.
Uncle Dan also backed you on Hot Wheels.
Stop playing with me.
But if we were talking cartoon, he backed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So.
Man, fuck that cartoon shit.
All right, so movies. Any ground rules you want to set with movies?
Run it.
No,
I
I'm
say-
curious. Like, what are the ground like?
You
Well,
run it, I'm ready.
well,
Shmo.
I guess the question would be, what is your greatest movie of all time?
I mean, it's not though, because that's not a nostalgia thing in my mind, because it was only 15 years ago.
Yeah, mine isn't that long back too either.
So if we're talking like, I think, all right. So here's the ground rules that I would set. I would set has to be 80s or 90s, and on top
Okay.
of that, if it is a multi-film, like, or I'll even take it to the 70s, 80s, 90s, and if it is a multi-film franchise, it only counts as one.
Right.
So if I
And
were
I
to
would-
say Star Wars, which would naturally be my first choice, which by the way I'm not going to. I'm not going to say Star Wars because you and I will never agree on that, and Star Wars would win everything. However, if I were to pick Star Wars, I could only pick Star Wars. I couldn't pick Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi as 3 separate movies. How about that?
I
I
agree.
only got one movie in mind.
Okay. All right, so with those rules in place, Cliff, you're the one that dictated movies as the category. What's your number one here?
Did I do that?
Yes, you did. Or did Dave?
That was me.
All right, well, David, go for it.
You started out.
My number one movie of all time is
The Bible.
Nope, Princess Bride.
Princess Bride with what's her name?
It's a romantic movie in a sense. It's funny and it's got fucking Andre the Giant. You can't beat it.
He said Princess Bride.
I mean, I get the vote. And if I'm looking at Princess Bride, then, and again, taking Star Wars out of the equation, I have to go Back to the Future as a franchise.
Princess Bride. So it's really, if I'm being honest, it's really just Back to the Future.
And we'll have to, everybody will get to make their arguments, but let's say what the three are first.
I'm gonna have to go with. I'm not doing Star Wars either. He said Princess and the Bride. You said Back to the Future. I'm gonna go with Bang Bus.
I don't know if porn works.
Porn, we're not in porn. Okay. Okay, I'll go with.
Do porn sites another night.
I'll go with.
That's the tiebreaker if David wins this one.
I'll go with any Disney movie.
I don't know if Disney counts as a
Okay.
franchise.
Be specific.
We'll go with Lord of the Rings against Back to the Future.
But we said 70s, 80s, 90s. Lord of the
Oh,
Rings
okay.
is 2000s and beyond. So follow the rules here, Clifford.
Okay.
I was
We'll
thinking
go.
of one. I was thinking of one for Cliff, but I'm surprised he didn't say it yet.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Don't disrespect me, I thought you ain't talking about no crazy shit.
No, I think
Oh.
I have a movie that I think you know you like. You're just not.
Oh,
saying
okay.
it.
I'm thinking a series. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a franchise. It can be a single movie.
All right.
It just has to be 70s, 80s, or 90s.
And what'd you say? Back to the Future?
I said Back to the Future. He said Princess Bride.
I'm going Scarface.
I knew you was gonna say that.
I got to.
Exactly what I thought.
I got to.
Wait a. That's a.
Yeah,
what's the black man equivalent of basic? Like.
Listen, that's your fault.
Why is it my fault?
Another Quaalude? Because Back to
I
the
was
Future.
kidding. I was only kidding.
Give it a
Back to the
Quaalude.
Future?
Should talk to me in the morning.
That's like picking well, not Back to the Future, but I was about to say it's like picking Dave Chappelle for a sitcom.
right.
How
Well,
don't
for
you
a
pick
comedy
Scarface?
series, I hear you.
I ain't picking Scarface.
Oh goodness! All right, David, give your arguments on Princess Bride.
Well, I mean, think about it. I mean, there's so many people that say The Notebook is the best romantic movie. It's not. Princess Bride has romance between Buttercup and the other guy. And then, like I said, it's got Billy Crystal, so it's funny as hell. It's got Andre the Giant before he passed away. I mean, it's Andre the fucking Giant, dude. How can you beat Andre the Giant in the movie? I mean, come on. We need to call the Brood Squad. I thought we were the Brood Squad. You know, just he didn't talk much. It's just an awesome. I think it's my all-time favorite movie.
Really?
I can
Princess
see
Bride?
that. I can see
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
I mean, I finally watched it. Like, I will acknowledge, I had never seen that movie until this past year. I had never
Really?
watched it from start to finish, and I could see why people like it. But I think because I didn't grow up with it, I'm kind of
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm kind of on it. But
Well, and I could see that it does have some pretty campy parts in
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But I mean,
Oh, movie.
the whole movie's campy.
That's the whole, I mean, you know, but it's
That's
just
the
pretty
shtick.
cool. That's my
Listen.
philosophy on it.
I'm not trying to watch whatever. The
All right, so what you got on Scarface,
What's
Mr.
the name?
Jennings? Make
You
your
said what do I
argument.
have on what now?
Scarface, what's your argument?
I don't have to make an argument for Scarface. How do you make an argument for Scarface?
Because that's what we're doing here, Cliff. That's the intent
Against-
of the episode.
Against Back to the Future? How do I make this argument? I would be a fool. Scarface.
So that's your argument. Well, with Back to the Future, You get comedy, you get science fiction, you get a little bit of everything. You got something for everybody in that movie. It is a family-friendly joint that gets into a little bit of awkwardness. And if you look at it, not just the first movie, but you look at it with Back to the Future 2 and Back to the Future 3, you get a little bit of a Western, you get a little bit more sci-fi in terms of a futuristic appraisal of our situation. And for those reasons, I would put the Back to the Future franchise above both of those movies because I think it hits on the same beats as both of those.
I was being a little too subjective all throughout the show. I should have had strong on my...
I only really liked the first Back to the Future. I thought the second one was just stupid.
Yeah, so I agree.
But you got a hoverboard out of it, which everybody, again, cultural zeitgeist. What did everybody talk about in 2015? They talked about the fact that Back to the Future Day was October 12th, 2015, where Marty McFly came to the future and was riding on a hoverboard.
Didn't his mom try to fuck him?
In the first one, yes. So you've got Game of Thrones in Back to the Future. You've got Scarface with Biff Tannen in the second Back to the Future. And you've got a little bit of sci-fi and a little bit of Western in the third Back to the Future. Thank you. Case. I rest my case.
I'll keep my thoughts to myself, but for all of my children out there that may be watching, I'd rather y'all sell drugs.
And with all of that, we are at time for the group here on Do Fools Agree. Cliff, next time, I think we should do the top 5 approach, which is you give your top 5, I give my top 5, and we have to figure out a consolidated top 5. I think that's a good approach to this in the future. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if I agree. I think that it would be it would have to be a post.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll talk about it in post. All right, Uncle Dave, what you got? Anything to sign us off?
Just glad to see you guys.
Likewise.
Good to join you. Love you both, always.
Always.
And I'll get off here so you guys can do your sign off.
All right.
I know he's signing off regardless, baby.
Late.
Take it easy. All right, Cliff. Anything to take us out, sir?
Well, since I have the opportunity to extend myself to everyone.
You're good. Keep going. We're still got the input.
Okay. So all those that may be in need of a nudge, keep on pushing before somebody push along past your motherfucking ass. Love everybody.
And with all that, I have been your host, Michael Reggie, is always here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings. Do us favors. Hit us up on social media, whether that's Facebook at the Foolproof Entertainment Network Facebook page, over on YouTube at Foolproof Entertainment Network, or on any of the other social media at Foolproof Net. We appreciate you. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And with all that, peace out, fools.